And welcome back, you guys, for week number 3 of my NFL Weekly Picks for the 2017-2018 NFL season. TJ Harman here on YouTube, overrated_bell on Twitter. Let's recap my picks and predictions in week number 2. Against the spread, I went 2-1. Straight up, I went 2-1 as well. And I went a perfect 3-0 over/under. It was the Houston Texans who I had to lose to the Cincinnati Bengals. But they turned around and did a 360 on Cincinnati, and Deshaun Watson, who started for the Texans, ran a touchdown over 48 yards, I believe it was, and they beat the Bengals by the score of 13-9. The other game I told you to pick was the Pittsburgh Steelers to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. I thought the game was going to be close, so that's how I picked the Vikings +7. Sam Bradford, he didn't even play. They lost 29-7, I believe the score was, or was it 29-10? But unfortunately, Pittsburgh is still 2-0 and moving right along. And the Kansas City Chiefs, I told you to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. It did work out to their advantage, but the Eagles made it close. They didn't do a whole lot of running, on which they should, and I criticized the run game because why did they get LeGarrette Blount to be this running back for one season, and he's doing absolutely nothing? I can't even do him really well on my Madden game, and he didn't get no runs. I think he tried, but he didn't get no. He got a carry, but it didn't really work out. So he had Sproles, he had Wendell Smallwood, and they just didn't run the ball effectively enough to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Chiefs did beat the Eagles 27-20, and that's how week 2 went out. So let's hope that week number 3 will be much, much better. And one problem that I have is I go with my instinct first, and then I change it a couple hours before game time. And I did that in one of my picks this week. But still, overall, I went 11-5 straight up, and I went a measly 9-7 against the spread. So, talk about very close. I'm still at 500, so it doesn't really matter. So hopefully this week will be much, much better. So with that, here goes with our week number 3 picks. Let's get it going. This week, you guys, I'm going to give you one extra teaser. I usually give you 3 picks, but I'm going to give you extra pick. So it'll be 4 over-unders, 4 against the spreads, and 4 straight-up picks. We start off with the first game in Foxborough. It's the 1-1 Houston Texans traveling to face the 1-1 New England Patriots. The Patriots are 13-point favorites at home. They bounced back, the New England Patriots, to beat the New Orleans Saints on the road, and Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Tom Brady, the GOAT of the NFL, proved the point that he can still throw touchdowns after touchdowns after touchdowns, and he did just that. The Houston Texans, by the way, did win to Cincinnati and defeat the Bengals in a very tight game. This is not walking apart for the Houston Texans. They are going to enemy territory, and they do not have a chance to beat the Patriots. So, with that, give those points to the England Patriots. -13 at home over the Houston Texans. The second game we're going to look at is the Cincinnati Bengals, you want to call them, 0-2 on the road facing the 1-1 Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. The Packers open up a 9-point favorite at home. Green Bay just could not do it against the Atlanta Falcons as they went for the NFC Championship redemption to get beaten again, but it was not as complete blowout like it was in the championship game, 34-23 to score. The Cincinnati Bengals have really lost my confidence. Andy Dalton and, in fact, Marvin Lewis, they're just not clicking right now. It's just a lot going on. One of the players from the Bengals was suspended, and they just need another quarterback because this is the end of Dalton and the Bengals, believe it or not. Rumors were spreading that Colin Kaepernick was in line to be the next quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Who knows? This team is at a loss. They had no chance against the Green Bay Packers. I even doubt this will be a trap game. There's going to be a whole bunch of trap games this week, but this one ain't going to be one of them. Give those points to the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, -9 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Broncos from the car. Third game we're going to look at is in Philadelphia. The 0-2 New York Giants travel to my hometown and face the 1-1 Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles open up as 6-point favorites at home. New York Giants came back home to get Odell Beckham Jr. He did very little in the loss to the Detroit Lions 24-10 last night on Monday night. Absolutely, they looked lost. And one of my friends said that the offensive line looked like a bag of dicks. I mean, no pun intended, but they just look so sorry right now. That offensive line looks so sorry. That defensive line couldn't do anything with Matthew Stafford and Marvin Jones and, oh goodness, Golden Tate, just to name a few. And I just don't think they have it against Philadelphia either. Meanwhile, the Eagles, I told you, was going to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. They made it close because it was a defensive game to start. 6-3. Wow. 6-3 to end the half. And remember I told you the kicker might get iced in this game? It turned out to go that way to tie the game at halftime, but it didn't happen. It did not happen as Jake Elliott, formerly from the Cincinnati Bengals, came in to get a good kick to put the Eagles and the Chiefs tied at 3-3, but missed the 30-yard field goal to end the half. And then the Chiefs just came out of nowhere offensively, and they just put the Eagles to a 7-point win. Very close game, very defensive game. This game this week is not going to be even close. But they need to run the ball effectively. LeGarrette Blount brought to the Philadelphia Eagles to bring that intensity he had with the New England Patriots. It's not happening. Doug Peterson needs to get that run game going. They have more passing yards than they had on the ground, and they need to do that. You have to have a well-balanced team. Well-balanced in the run, well-balanced in the pass. Carson Wentz threw for over 333 yards. That's not going to cut it on the losing cause, so hopefully they'll get it together and try something different. Get Blount in there because now he's starting to become the DeMarco Murray that was once here in Philadelphia and only had one season to play with us. So we're giving Blount that opportunity, and Pearson's got to take all those chances and give him that chance. And we'll just see what happens. So give those points to the Philadelphia Eagles, -6 at home over the New York Giants. And the last game we're going to look at, the 2-0 Oakland Raiders traveling to FedEx Field to face the 1-1 Washington Redskins. The Raiders opened up point favorites on the road. Raiders played the New York Jets, who were thinking about doing some tanking because they really did not have it. I mean, the crazy dance that Marshawn Lynch did on the sideline just proved the point that the Jets look like a lost team. Or maybe they're doing it on purpose. They're trying to win, but I don't think they're going to win any games at all this season. It's just looking very iffy. Josh McCown, he's not really doing much for this team. He made it close with the Buffalo Bills last week, but it's just not happening to this New York Jets team. But getting back to the Raiders, they're an explosive team. Derek Carr, Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, just to name a few. Oh my goodness, and don't forget Khalil Mack on defense. The Redskins going to have a long day with those Raiders, and believe it or not, Kirk Cousins and them did beat the Los Angeles Rams on the road by 7 points, and they need to bring that intensity back home, traveling a long mile from the West Coast to get back to the East Coast. That's why it might be a close game. Then it could be a trap game. We'll just see what happens, what the offensive line of the Redskins will do, as well as their defensive line. So give those points to the Oakland Raiders, -3 on the road over the Washington Redskins. Now, my over-unders, it's quite that simple. The Houston Texans are at the New England Patriots. The point spread for that game is 43.5 points. New England can score a lot of points, but then you got to wonder what Deshaun Watson is going to do with that New England defense, which is not too shabby, but I don't think New England is going to blow. I think they're going to blow this game wide open, but 43.5 points is too low. If you're playing New England with the Texans, I'm going to take it over I'm going to take it over 43.5 points. You got to take it over because New England can pound the ball. New England can catch the ball. And that Houston Texans, I don't think they're going to have a shot against the Patriots. So, in that game between New England and the Texans, 43.5 points should be over that point. Next game, the Green Bay Packers at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. The game point total for that is 44.5 points. I just don't know what the Bengals are going to do in this game. I'd be surprised they would score 20 points, maybe 21 points. I just don't think they're going to do it to a Green Bay Packers team who, like I said, look lost against the Atlanta Falcons. But they're playing at Lambeau Field. It's not going to be no shock. I just don't see 44.5 points being lower than what it should be. So let's go over 44.5 points over Green Bay and Cincinnati. I just see them scoring a little more than what I should. The third game is New York Giants at Philadelphia Eagles. The point spread for that game is 43.5 points. NFC East rival, this is going to be a close game. That's why the game is only -6 for Philadelphia. 43.5 points. I just see that's just too much. Too much points. The fact being, you got Landon Collins on that Giants defensive side of the field, and then you got Eli Apple and the rest. This could be maybe an easy 20-plus game between both. But, yeah, let's just say 43.5 points is about that scoring point. So let's take it over 43.5 points between the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Both teams may score at least 20, maybe 30 points, with the Eagles doing what they have to do. And in the final game, the Oakland Raiders playing the Washington Redskins. The point spread for that game is 54 points. Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins can throw touchdown passes. That run game, I'm not too sure of with the Redskins, but Oakland's going to put up points on the run and put up points passing that you've seen them in the past 2 weeks. 54 points is a bunch of points. Let's push it over because it could easily go 40 for the Raiders and maybe at least 20, maybe 30 for the Washington Redskins. We just have to wait and see. So that game, 54 points, keep it over 54 over Oakland and the Washington Redskins. Now straight up, New England Patriots, I have to defeat the Houston Texans. This just going to be a Ron Gronkowski, maybe Gildersleeve, as well as a Tom Brady show in this particular game. I just don't see Houston going there to put a shot like Kansas City did in Week 1. It's just not going to happen. New England wins at Foxborough. Second game, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers. No chance for the Bengals to do anything with the Green Bay Packers. I think they're going to annihilate them in the friendly confines of Lambeau Field. Third game, the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Terry give the Eagles that win because combined the first 2 games of the season, New York Giants only scored for 13 points. 3 points for the Cowboys, 10 points for the Lions. I see them scoring maybe 13, maybe 21 points, but we'll see what happens because Eli Manning always getting sacked at least 2-3 times per game. And I just don't see the Giants doing anything to Philadelphia Eagles. This game may not even be as close as everyone has expected. So, tell you to take the Eagles to beat the New York Giants at home in the barn burner. And the Washington Redskins at home against the Oakland Raiders. I really think this will be a close game, but Derek Carr and company may prevail. Marshawn Lynch, keep him the ball because he's going to pound for pound, run and score points for Oakland. So let's take Oakland to defeat the Washington Redskins out there at FedEx Field on Sunday. Those are my Week 3 picks. Let's check out the rest of the Week 3 pick. Here it is. And that will wrap it up for this Week 3 edition of my NFL Weekly Picks. of the 2017-2018 NFL season. I'm TJ Harman here on YouTube, _out on Twitter. This is your first time on my channel. Please click that subscribe button and come back each and every week. I'll give you my picks and predictions for every game there is. Also, you can check out our Facebook, YouTube Prognosticators page. It has all of the other prognosticators here that does the same type of thing that I do each and every week, but they give you more on fantasies or incoming games, or even some injuries and some little picks and odds and whatever that you need to know. So check out the Facebook, YouTube Prognosticators page right down at the bottom of this description box. Shout out to all my YouTube prognosticators, including Cody Roy Parker, Jonathan Lundquist, as well as Layton Harman. No relation. He spells his M-A and I spell mine with M-O. So please, if you like the video, click that like button, and I will see you right back here next week for my Week 4 edition of the NFL Weekly Picks. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you right back here next week. Till then, I'll see you guys.